Donald Trump has accused about half a dozen Democrats of sedition, punishable by death, in response to this video published this week.
Right now, the threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad,
but from right here at home.
Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
Joining us live for more on this, Republican strategist John Jordan. John, I've watched the video. I mean, what are they referring to there? What's specifics about illegal orders? Do you know?
Well, they're not clear. They just said refuse illegal orders generally, which obviously members of the armed forces, both the United States and as well as Australia, are obligated to do. But they don't specify what illegal is coming down or what illegal orders are given. And that gives away the game. Because here's what this is designed to do. This is a communication strategy. President Trump had Mohammed bin Salman of Saudi Arabia signed, multi-billion-dollar deals, is trying to make peace in Ukraine, actually is having headway with the economy, believe it or not. And so the Democrats, this is a common strategy, try to pivot away from that to get media attention to something where Trump will respond. It'll take all the oxygen out of the room. So this is a vague thing by the Democrats designed to promote some sort of response from President Trump that will divert attention to this and away from the substantive issues that matter to people around the world and in the United States.
So it is self-serving then from the Democrats, but did Donald Trump take the bait?
Yeah, to some degree. I mean, yes, he did. And they knew he would. He took it more than he should have, but not as much as the Democrats hoped. Yes, he did respond by saying this is treasonous, which technically it is, but both sides are being real vague here. This is a war of words, kind of like you see kids on a playground. But the Democrats started it to divert attention away from substantive issues and their own problems.
So was the response, though, a little over the top?
Yeah, I think it could have been handled better. I think the President Trump and the White House should have seen this for what it was and dealt with it with the contempt that it deserves.
So, I mean, does this just go anywhere? Is this just a bit of fun and games within Washington and it just goes away?
Yeah, this just goes away. This is going nowhere. There's no specific or credible allegation of anybody doing anything illegal. This is a media stunt to chew up the clock or chew up time and chew up media oxygen.
Yeah, okay. Well, as Caroline Levitt pointed out at a press conference a little early, she says, look, it's not literally, he doesn't want to kill anybody, but still it's a sideshow, an interesting sideshow, as you point out. John, just finally on Epstein, I mean, it looks as though all the files are now going to be released. There will have to be some redactions, though, according to the president. What are you expecting here? Have your thoughts changed at all?
No, not really. So there will be redactions, and that's to protect victims. And I think everybody can be for that, right? I mean, their privacy has to be respected. But what is coming out, and this is going, Trump derangement syndrome is a real thing in the United States and places around the world. So President Trump says he doesn't want something, so the Democrats and the media, which is the same thing, say they're for it. So President Trump said he didn't want the Epstein files out, so that made them want it all the more. And now it looks like, that, geez, Epstein was donating to Democrats. You had Epstein in communication with a Democrat delegate to Congress. Chuck Schumer, Hakeem Jeffries was seeking Jeffries' political advice for years. And President Trump, it turns out, was the only one that completely ejected him from his life by kicking him out of Mar-a-Lago and had nothing to do with him after this first allegation surfaced. Well, the Democrats just getting deeper and deeper with him. So I'm going to wonder that maybe this some sort of, in this case at least, some sort of brilliant strategy by President Trump and his media shop to the Democrats into this, because this is going nowhere for them.
Well, I mean, I've just always been the thought if there was a smoking gun there, it would have been used by now. It would have been used under the Biden presidency. Well, yeah, I mean,
2016 they made up the Russian spy thing.
I know.
I mean, they're going all kinds of stuff. So if there was something real there, they'd have found it.
Which is interesting about. Sorry, John. Yeah, it's interesting now about Marjorie Taylor Greene going so strong on this. If nothing else is revealed, how does this end up blowing back on her?
Well, she represents a district in Georgia, right? And it's a strong Republican district. So her district is going to be decided in the primary election, meaning when parties select their own candidates. And President Trump's endorsement or non-endorsements going to carry a big weight in her district and her little slice of Georgia. So I think what you're seeing now is she's going to start to try to make peace hard and fast with Trump for two reasons. First of all, she knows that he is the sword of Damocles and can almost single-handedly deny her a re-election.
Yeah.
And secondly, she's going to see how this goes off in the Democrats' lap. And so she's going to try to take credit for it, try to pivot towards President Trump and this whole thing.
Yeah, okay.
And that's going to be fun to watch.
Oh, okay. We look forward to that. John Jordan, good to see you. Talk to you again next week.